Hello everyone, Larry, WD0AKX, and I'm going to be doing a bit of a shack renovation here. This is my console. I've had it for several years, and I haven't made any big changes in it for some time. So I have some new ideas, things I want to change around a little bit, and I want to try. The main thing I'm doing is trying to improve the audio system, the receive audio, and the transmit audio also. So I'm going to make those changes, and I'm going to be swapping out some equipment. I'm going to be bringing in another HF rig that originally I had on the other desk over here in the shack, and I'm going to bring it in here to have everything together. So this is kind of a before picture, so you can come back to this after I complete the whole video and see how everything turned out. Basically right now though, this is my HF rig, Kenwood TS440 antenna switcher. I already removed one radio that I mounted out in my vehicle. I had one go bad, so I took this out, and that would be redundant here anyhow. I've got another one that I'm going to be using here. This is my manual antenna tuner, Drake. This is a scanner with the audio streaming to the internet on radioreference.com, and a bunch of speakers, Morse code reader. I don't use that very often. A couple more scanners. This is basically a filler panel. Does nothing right now. I don't have any functions off of this. And this is a new Communication Solutions speaker selector box, which works quite well. But I have another idea here, bringing in a mixer, audio mixer. So I'll be swapping that out and possibly using this somewhere else in the shack here. So that's kind of the situation right now. Okay, I made a lot of changes here since the first clip. In the shack, what I'm striving for is good transmit and receive audio. So I added some things for my receive audio. I added this Behringer mixer, audio mixer, taking some ideas from the studio downstairs. So I run all my receivers through this audio mixer panel now. From there, they go into this Technical Pro rack-mounted audio amplifier, which is also a receiver, a stereo receiver. I do have full control with an audio equalizer here, so I can customize it to the sound I like. I do like that full range sound whenever I can get it close to broadcast quality sound, as close as I can for the narrowband frequencies on ham and all that. But it really makes a difference. It really helps me to pull out the stations and articulate the signals well. And so all my scanners and all the audio is routed through this mixer unit and audio amplifier with EQ. For transmit audio, I run a Heil mic, which I have run a Heil mic for some time, and they're just a great microphone. I added this EQ Plus by W2IHY, and Julius really treated me well on setting that up, cutting the cables I needed to length. I run the cables to 2 HF radios here, so I can select whichever radio I want for this one microphone to transmit through by selecting the switch on the box there. Also, I brought this HF radio here over from a different location that I had in the shack into the console with this rack mount that I ordered from Dick at Novex there. He cut this, has panels for different radios, and did a great job with it, so I'm very pleased with that. I'll leave some links below to some of these companies here. I'm not associated with them in any way, but they did a great job and set me up well, so I'm very happy with their products. And so for transmit audio, I'm running the audio through this Heil microphone now into the EQ Plus, into either HF radio. And this also does VHF, UHF. And the receive, all my audio runs through this audio mixer and audio system. Also, I'll show you below here in a second, but I do have speakers throughout the house. I have a separate PA amplifier for my speakers throughout the house and that. So I can use this audio mixer also to select which radio I want to go to those speakers. Alright, like my scanners, or if I want to hear HF in other rooms. I'll show you some other things here. This is my antenna selector switch. It's a remote coax switch Heathkit that I built many years ago. So I select all my HF antennas with that. And I'll show you a little more here. I got to move around, so stand by. Okay, and once my remote antenna switch selects which antenna I want for HF. That goes over to this alpha delta antenna switch, and from there I can select which radio I want the signal to go to. Here's a closer look at the right hand side with the audio amplifier for the shack for my speakers in the shack, and my EQ system, and second HF and VHF UHF radio with the Novex rack mount. I made my microphone stand, or whatever arm, whatever you want to call it, out of an old desk lamp. So that's what that is, and it works good. I can swivel it around here to either operating position, and I added my call sign there with a name badge. I have a Unit in Home Patrol digital scanner there. Also, I have a couple of older analog scanners in the shack here. An old Radio Shack receiver there, and another unit in up there. And also I run all my AC power through this Furman PL Plus power conditioner. And like I say, I have 12-volt battery backup for all the equipment here. Here's a closer look at the EQ Plus for my transmit side. It has a 2-band EQ and also compressor and expander. And what this signal up here is monitoring is the output to my speakers on the in-house speaker system with the PA. So that's looking at the levels there. The antenna tuner below is a Drake MN4C. That's now my backup tuner. It's not being used right now, but I left it in there as a backup in case I have any problem with the other tuner. And this Drake doesn't require any power or anything. And here's a closer look at my mixer panel for my receive audio. Every receiver in the shack has its own individual channel, which I can control, and has some EQ and decide which one I want to go where, as far as the audio signal in the shack or out in other rooms. And my Kenwood HF radio, which I've had for many years. Also, I added this LVG AT200 Pro 2 antenna tuner, which works really great. I'm really happy with that. And I can tune my antennas up within a second or two with any radio that I'm using here on HF. And it does it automatically. All I got to do is key the transmitter for a second or two, and it's right there. So that works good. This is underneath the shack here. This is my PA amplifier for the house speakers, and some external speakers in the shack here, and a power selector switch. I have all my manuals in one place for anything that's mounted in this rack right here. This is a blank panel right now, just filling up space. There's my main Astron RM35M power supply, which has battery backup. I have a 12-volt battery backing all my equipment up here in the console. A quick overview of the changes I made. I probably am forgetting some things here to tell you, but like I say, maybe later we'll go over some certain pieces of equipment, make separate videos for each thing or something. We'll see what happens, but that's the update in the shack here for now. 7 3s, and thanks for watching. WD0AKX.